everybody. Welcome back if you are returning, and welcome for those of you who are new. I am so excited to be starting this homeschool series of helping others with homeschooling, especially if you're new, if you're doing this for a personal choice, if you're doing it because of the pandemic and you would like for your students, but for your children to stay home with you, and you're not sure exactly how to get started or where to go. I got you. So be sure to like, subscribe, and share this video with others. And like I said, this is a series, so I will have other videos to help you along the homeschool process. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Homeschooling is something that is near and dear because it's something that we kind of gotten thrown into, especially at the start of the pandemic when all schools shut down. We had our babies at home and we were kind of helping along with our teachers and everything, it was just chaotic. And homeschooling opened back up. It's eventually, got to where more people now are doing homeschooling more often, especially because of the pandemic and because they found that homeschooling was a better choice for their child instead of putting them either into public school or private school with other children. And then also there are homeschool co-ops that are going a lot bigger now than before. Okay, so this first video is basically how to get started, how to fully get started before you even look at a curriculum, how to really get started with homeschooling. So I have 5 tips to get you started with homeschooling for your particular child. Okay, tip number 1 is going to be having that design and backwards design. As a STEM endorsed teacher, I was able to really focus on, and our professor helped us focus on the backwards design. And that's basically seeing the end goal first and working backwards into that end goal. Okay, so let me give you an example. I had a 4th grader at the time when the pandemic started. And at the end of 4th grade, I wanted him to understand how to write in cursive. I wanted him to have a certain reading comprehension skill, which was inferencing and really thinking deep and critical thinking in his reading. And then also with the math skills of fractions, of decimals, and different things that he will need to know for 5th grade. Now this is when the pandemic started, so he was kind of already at that baseline, but a lot of us are starting way at the beginning. So let's just say if you have a 5th grader, what do they need to know for 6th grade, or what are some things that you would like for them to know? Now, as a teacher, classroom teacher, we have a set goal for all of our students, but some of our students may need a little bit of a different goal because they're at a different learning curve, or they're at a different differentiation we have to use, but they're at a different goal, or they have to have a different goal to reach, maybe that's different than everyone else. Okay, whether it's something that they should have gotten at the beginning of 3rd grade or the beginning of 2nd grade, they may not have those skills, and so that would be like the end of the year goal for them. Okay, so first thing you want to do is highlight the particular goals that you would like your child to succeed at the end of the homeschool or the school period. Okay, now you can, if you don't want to do the whole entire year, which I do recommend that you do the whole year, and then you can just kind of chunk it backwards that way. But if that is too large and you're just like, oh my goodness, I just want to get through the first couple of months or the first month, we'll have that end goal for that month or that unit that you want to do, and then work your way backwards. Whether you want to do it with math, reading, writing, you may want to do it with all different subjects. Because it will help you guide you along through the homeschooling process. But you do want to have those end goals first and then work your way towards it, okay? And this is another thing how does your child learn? I've had a lot of people say, okay, which curriculum is the best? Well, it may not be the best for your particular child, okay? So teach the way you want your child to learn, or how they actually do learn. Accommodate how they learn, okay? So if your child, my child is very hands-on, and he does better when we are doing things that are hands-on. With writing or reading or anything like that, he has to be moving, he has to be more hands-on, talking and all of that. But another child may be a writer. They love to write different things. They love to draw, use their art, use things like that to help them to learn, okay? So if your child is really good in art and they love to draw, then you would want them to have it, have a lot more activities or a lot more things that they would draw. You do not want to have them read everything or do worksheets all the time, okay? So you want them to basically learn or grow with their homeschooling process how they learn, okay? So make sure that you really do what are those surveys? Do maybe one of the surveys to see what kind of learner they are. If they are one that moves around, if they're the one that loves to use music. There's a lot of songs that they can learn, especially for early childhood in the elementary ages. There are songs that they can use to help them either remember sight words, that help them with their vocabulary, or even phonics. There's a ton of resources that they can use that has to deal with music. So again, find out what your child, or how they learn, not what they learn, but how they learn, and use that within your homeschooling process. The next thing that you want to do is set up a schedule. Yes. Schedule is so important. Having a schedule to where they wake up, when they wake up, they have to wake up at this time, they have to get ready. They are at the table after breakfast, at the table to do maybe, let's just say, reading at this particular time. It saves a lot of time. They are in a schedule, and it's just pretty much like regular school. They're at home. It is still school. So have them have a schedule that they can follow, and then as they grow, if you want to continue homeschooling each year, then as they grow, they already know, okay, this is what I have to do. And as they get older, they can probably do a lot of things that themselves, because they're so routine in the schedule. And it also helps you within the schedule. When it's a particular time for reading, when there's a particular time for math, when there's a particular time for individual instruction, science activities, everything that they are to do is in a schedule. It's easier for you and your child at the same time. So make sure that you have a schedule that is conducive to you, that is very flexible for you, okay? The next thing would be an area of study. And what I mean by area of study, make sure that they have a room that is only used for that particular study area, okay? That they're going to do their schooling, that they're going to do their instruction in. A lot of people use the dining room table, which is really, really good as well, especially if you do not have extra rooms in your home. You can use the dining room table. I suggest that you use a room that is free of distractions. There is no TV around. There is very limited, traffic areas, especially if you have other people going in and out. Let's just say, there are people that have to work and all that. Less distractions, okay? We have a designated area that I'm moving my son towards, that I will show in a later video, of a middle school area. that is catered to him in his studies. It doesn't have any distractions. There's no electronics or anything except for his laptop, but it's minimum distractions. There's no TV around. There's pretty much no noise around. And I think there's only 2 windows, but they have blinds on them so you can't see out of them, but it's limited distractions in there. And of course, you know, for as like even behind me, I don't have that many in my workspace, that many distractions for as visuals. A lot of us love these cute posters from Dollar Tree or a different school supply store. There are so many cute little posters that you want to hang up, but a lot of those may cause distractions. So you may want to limit those or use them like, I don't know if y'all can see, I have 1 poster because I'm actually using that for a client when they come in, but it's very limited in the room because I don't want all of the distractions. We actually use activities with that poster. Okay, so area of study, limit the distractions, have a lot less. Make sure it's a quiet area and it's comfortable and fun for them too. They love to be in that area because maybe it's their comfort spot. When it's time for independent reading, they have a comfy chair that they can sit in and actually do their independent reading. Okay, and last but not least would be the materials. Okay, so like I said earlier, you want to, a lot of us can get to curriculums that are already out there, but you want to pick and choose which ones are right for your child. Make sure that they're right for your child, but have the materials that are conducive for them. Again, adapt to how they learn. Okay, so if they have, let's just say they're just learning how to write, there are different manipulatives that they can use. I think it's like a 3 where they can actually hold their pencil in a certain way to write, but have those materials that are for them. You don't want to get anything too small, especially if, you know, like I said, my child is middle school now, so I'm not going to get him a lot of elementary materials. I'm going to get him more that's catered to him and his learning. Okay, but I'm not going to get him high school materials either. So I'm going to get him things that are catered to him. Even though he is middle school, a lot of his skills that he kind of lacks on is like 4th grade, 5th grade area for as reading. So I'm going to give him books that really hones in on where he needs to be. Okay, so those are the particular things that I would pretty much use. Materials, again, going back to that backwards design, getting those materials that I would need to help them reach their goal and that caters to them. Okay, so again, this is the first video just to help you get started with the homeschooling curriculum. The next video that you will see within the next few days, it will basically be towards, of course, the homeschooling, but also going back to the backwards design and showing you how to do a curriculum map for your homeschool experience and that particular year that you can use over and over and over again. Okay, so again, like, share this video, share it with others, especially homeschool co-ops, or if you have another friend, if y'all would like to start a homeschool co-op, that would be awesome. And give me some of your comments and your tips if you've already done homeschooling and you have some good ideas that you would like to share. Put it in the comment section below. We would love to read them and actually use them in our home as well. All right, keep learning and growing, and I will see you all next time.